And we're back, riding side saddle. It's Tammy.
And Lisa.
And we're here mid-season.
We are.
Yeah.
A little bit of a check-in, huh?
Yep. Yeah. We don't have anything in particular planned today. I feel like we've been really focused this season on a lot of personal growth kind of stuff.
Agreed.
Like it's been kind of heavy.
It has been.
It's been a lot.
It's interesting.
It's been fun, but it's been a lot.
Well, we've done a number of things. Self-discovery, most definitely, right? Self-growth, that type of thing. It feels like we just naturally evolved there.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sort of happened. It was not really intentional. It just kind of happened.
Which I suppose self-growth kind of is like that sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Like you find yourself in a position or a situation and you didn't expect to be there, but it's a growth opportunity regardless of whether or not you were planning that or not. I mean, that's life.
Sometimes the universe says, now's the time. You're going to grow or else.
Guess what, bitch?
You're up.
Here we are. What are you going to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, another thing that we had done throughout the course of season 2, which was a little bit different than much of season 1, is that we brought folks in.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. We had a couple
conversations,
people first season, but this season we have a lot of people.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
And really diving into personality and starting to even not even growth, but just identifying some aspects of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? Through Enneagram. And we had a number of conversations around that.
I think 3 episodes we had on
that. We did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just a couple of cousins who just like to talk about things. Lots of things.
We just like to talk.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're good at it.
We like to talk. We like to laugh. We like to hang out.
We do.
Yeah.
In cold recording studios in January.
It is winter in Wisconsin. And man, it's not as cold as it was right before Christmas, but we're in single digits again.
Cold.
It is cold. Mm-hmm. It's real cold. Even in the car with the heat on, it's cold.
Wearing a winter hat, Tammy's winter hat right now.
Yeah, and we had to take our coats off because Lisa doesn't like the swishing noise that winter jackets make. So it's cold in here.
It's a little chilly.
You look darn cute in that hat.
Thanks. I do like it, but it's yours.
It can be yours.
No.
I know a girl who makes them.
I know a girl too, and I know how much effort it is to make a hat like this.
That wasn't a lot of effort.
Oh, well,
I would gift it to you.
Do
you can take it with you.
Do you know how long it would take me to make a hat like this?
I do know, because you didn't finish the scarf. So
I
know.
One scarf.
I know.
And that was like 4 years ago.
I was more than that, but who's counting?
Not me.
That hat takes an afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. You can have it.
No, that's
I have more hats.
Well, let's continue to talk about riding side saddle and argue about hats later.
Well, but that's one of the things that
I might take it and accidentally keep it on my head.
Yeah, well, you could do that. But that's kind of the check-in, right? So what are you doing? I've been knitting.
Have you?
It's winter in Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm knitting. So I had a couple of projects, some scarves, shawls that have been sitting around unfinished for a long time. And it was after Christmas, and I thought, dang it all, I am going to finish something already. This is one of my toxic traits. I start things that I never finish. And so I finished, I finished one thing.
Yeah.
And then
what was it?
It was a shawl.
Okay.
And then I finished one, but I haven't sewn in all the ends yet. So it's still not really finished, but it's like not on my needles anymore.
It's 90%,
99% done even. So
that's exciting.
And I actually have worn it around the house with big, long, yarn dangling off of it because I was cold and it was right there. And so I just wrapped it around myself, and it was wonderful and perfect and soft and lovely. But I need to finish it. So I did finish one in its entirety. The other one is 99% done. They're both off my needles, which feels really good.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And I am slogging through a blanket for one of my kids who asked for it several years ago. And it's just blankets, they're just so big. And my attention span is like, that of a toddler. So it's just, I get bored with it and I set it aside, and then I run out of one color of yarn. It's multiple colors. So I ran out of one color of yarn, and it took a while to get that. And that's happened a couple of times. And
That's interesting. Huh.
yeah.
I had, there's a friend of mine from high school who posts, she's an avid knitter, and she does something that is, you probably know exactly what this is, but it is around the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a temperature blanket or something.
Yeah. So every day or every week?
I think it might be every day.
I think it might be every day. You post like the average temperature for the day, or the high temperature for the day, or the low temperature. You can customize it however, pick one. And then you have colors that relate to that.
Yes.
So if it's like in the 80s, it might be a red color. If it's in the, 10-degree area, it might be a blue color, like a light blue color, something really cold.
She posted it. I don't know what period of time she did it in, but she posted it, and it's beautiful.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be, I'm not a planner. I don't know if I could plan part of my day every day
to be able to
do that.
Yeah.
So no pun intended, but hats off to her. That takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
To every day decide that you are going to do one row
and dedicate
of a long blanket. A row, it doesn't take like 6 hours to do a row, but it could take half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how long the blanket is,
It's lovely. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell based on the post, but I did see the variation in color, and it was pretty neat.
I've seen some like that, and they are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I literally still have my crocheted like 1/4 of a scarf, and I quit because
that yarn was so pretty too.
It is pretty, but I quit because you guys were like, you're doing it too tight. I don't know. I can't figure out how to do it more loose. So
practice is how you do it more loose.
Yeah.
That's how.
Clearly that's the ingredient that I have not put in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm apparently a nervous knitter.
Oh, I don't think you're a nervous knitter. I think you're a new knitter.
Tighten it up.
You're a new knitter, and lots of new knitters do that.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
but
it's not just you.
It was...
new crocheter. It's not knitting. Same thing.
It's still sitting there.
Yeah, well, we could pick that up. I've had stuff sitting in timeout. That's what I call it. I put it in timeout. I'm done with you now. I'm not done enough to like rip you apart, but
I haven't done that.
But I'm done looking at you and thinking about you for now.
You'd have to reteach me.
I could do that. That's an easy one.
All right.
That was an easy scarf.
Okay.
It was beautiful too. So I've been knitting. It's winter. Like today's I was thinking, so I had to get gas twice today. Not once, twice. I had 2 different vehicles. They both needed gas.
Man,
and that almost never happens. Like my husband is
straight off.
It did actually.
Yeah.
And my husband is so good about making sure I have enough gas.
Really?
Yeah, he is. This almost never happens. And he's much better. Like before we got married, even in winter, I would let my car get down to the light comes on. I just do. And I know that's terrible and you shouldn't do it, but I just can't be bothered to stop. And I was commuting 2 hours a day. So I stop at the gas station 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a terrible, terrible waste of energy.
Exactly.
And
so
time.
I let it go until I really, truly cannot anymore.
Right.
And then I get gas. So I haven't been commuting for some time now. And so I don't drive very often. And most of the time, my husband just takes care of that. And so today I did have to drive into the office. So the truck needed gas. It honestly, I probably could have let it go, but it's single digits in Wisconsin. And so, kind of the rule of thumb is not to let your gas get below half because then it freezes.
Shit.
We're parking outside.
That.
Well, but you park in the garage. We're parking outside.
Enough.
Our garage is full of other things.
Yeah.
Mostly a 4-wheeler, and we don't have a garage as big as yours. So we're parking outside, and I thought, excuse me, I don't want the gas line to freeze up, so I'll just stop and get gas.
Right. That could be a problem.
Right. I could have went 2 more days probably, especially if I was just, tooling around to a town or whatever, if I didn't have to commute. So I stopped to get gas. Then we're meeting to record this episode, and then I took my car instead of the truck because I prefer to drive my car. I don't really like to drive the truck. I do it out of necessity.
I get that.
So I'm taking the car. And as I'm walking out of the house, my husband says, oh, yeah, the car's going to need gas.
Great.
Dang it. I've already done this once today. I got to stand outside in single-degree temperatures.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Again,
yes.
it's like literally 7 right now.
It is
7
single
degrees
degree.
Fahrenheit.
Single degree.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Single temperature? Single degree?
Yeah.
What is it? Single digit.
Yeah,
That's
single
it. That's the
digit.
word I'm
Yep.
thinking of. Single
Yep.
digit temperatures. So.
Well, good for Josh that he manages that for you. First off,
He does.
I think I vaguely remember the, don't let it go under half from, I don't even know how long ago, but I do not follow that.
Yeah.
Because I'm very similar to you in that, like, I do not want to stand outside
Yeah.
and manage gas tank filling. It is just not a good use of my time.
No.
On top of it, my vehicle, I don't know what the hell is wrong with my vehicle, but it is particular about what gas stations I can
really?
go to. Yeah. Like everything's all fine all the way to the point where I put the, thing into
pump?
my gas tank and press the lever and it will continue to click like I have it full. It is dry as a bone, right?
It's
like
not full.
You're right. There are fumes in my car and it will continue to not allow me to put gas in.
So it's probably the pump that is sensitive and it's maybe splashing back so the pump registers
But
that
it is
as
not
full.
just the same pump every time. It is multiple pumps across like a tri-county area. So it is my car.
Do you back off?
I do.
Oh, and
Girl,
that still
I
does it.
try.
You've tried
I
it
try
all.
everything. I try pulling it
Oh.
out a little bit. I try like pushing it in further. I try going like medium. Like it's embarrassing what I do to try to magic tricks, like spells, swearing,
Do you talk to
talking
your Jeep?
nice to it.
Does it have a name?
Girl, no.
Oh, well.
Well, it does at that point, but we don't want to say that out loud. So sometimes I'll get like literally $1.24 worth of gas in my car and just be like, fuck it. Like it's cold.
I'll get home.
I'm done doing this. I'm going to try a different gas station tomorrow. That's the way it is. So
That's terrible.
it is so frustrating.
Oh, yeah, that would make me angry.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't like to put gas in. So it's very kind of Josh.
It is kind.
To fill you up
does
and make
take
sure
care
that
of that
you're
most of the
you're
time.
prepared.
And obviously if I'm out and about, I'll get gas. I don't want to leave him with no gas either, but he drives way more than I do.
Yeah.
So he's just more aware of it generally.
Sometimes I trick Scott. And I know that I'm running low on gas and we're going to be going someplace together. I'm like, we should just take my Jeep. He's like, why? I don't know. We should just take my Jeep today.
Yeah.
And then he's driving. When we're together, he drives. So then he has to fill it.
Ooh, you're a sneaky
A
one.
little. I mean, when I have to be. And he
That's
too
funny.
gets the situation where it just turns off automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically. So frustrating.
That is frustrating.
Yeah. So
other than that, I don't know. What have you been up to? It's 2023. We're about 6. Well, we've had about 6 episodes, 7 episodes by now.
somewhere in there. Yep.
Midway or so. We will probably cut off after 13 again.
Yep.
We'll just call that our magic number, and
It
we'll
is.
take a little
Breather.
season break.
Yep.
And come back with a new season. So we've got a few more episodes to go.
Well, and we started this season with some new things, right? We talked a little bit about how we've shifted into self-discovery and how we're incorporating a lot of different people with different perspectives and different backgrounds, which is super cool. But we're also adding a book club.
Yeah, that's fun.
So as we're recording this, we have done a couple of snacks about it. We introduced what the first book is.
Yeah.
And then we'll be
It's one of Jen Sincero's You're a Badass books.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then we will be doing the recording for that. We'll be publishing that at the end of March. So if you haven't already, go ahead and get that book. And,
listen
and
to the
follow
snack because we give the whole name. So You're a Badass. I think she even has trademarked that. Right. So she has multiple books that start with You're a Badass.
Yes.
So listen to our first snack because off the top of my head, I don't remember what it is in its entirety. You're a Badass. How to make, I don't know,
I'll tell you
be
what
great
it is.
or something.
I listened to it on Audible, so
so you've got it handy.
I do.
I actually bought the book, which I rarely do anymore. I usually use my Kindle app. So I don't have it because I actually bought the book this time.
Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life.
There you go. Yeah.
So that's exciting. We're doing a little bit of a twist. We've gotten some great feedback online about people who are interested in doing it with us. And one of our newer listeners had commented, hooray, a book club that's not a romance novel.
Yeah.
So that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Some avid listeners have said, okay, great, thanks, got it ordered.
Right.
So that's really exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah. So we have definitely delved in from a podcast perspective into this self-discovery place.
Yeah.
And, we kind of navigate through different topics, but man, I will tell you that, that just because we're pushing into a different topic or maybe transitioning, doesn't mean that my mind has transitioned oftentimes. Like, I am living these self-discovery episodes and really applying them to my own circumstances and my own life. So, it's a lot.
It is a lot. I think I might be a season behind in my actual personal life, though.
What you're actually applying,
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
I'm a turtle. It takes me some time to get moving. This is just, I'm okay with that.
That's fair. This is hard shit.
It is
This
hard.
isn't.
And you can't do everything all at once. And you're not necessarily broken either, right?
No.
I don't want anyone to take away from this podcast. I'm so broken. I have so much to fix. I have so much to work on. You don't.
No.
If you are completely happy and content where you are, then God dang it, own it. Stay where you are. That's fabulous for you. These are just some things that Lisa and I talk about a lot. Some of this stuff is just really interesting and fascinating, like the Enneagram stuff. Is that really, it's not necessarily even really like growth as so much as just understanding yourself.
But it is growth, right?
Well, sure,
be
I
able
guess.
to be able to like step back and be like, oh, now I get it. Like, yes, I do that. I didn't realize that it was, because of this reason.
Sure.
And now I understand.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be, self-growth doesn't have to be changing things about yourself. It could be just
an
more
awareness.
observation.
Yeah.
Right. Recognition.
So that really, from my perspective anyway, that word observation, that keeps coming forward.
It does.
Like repeatedly in this, especially in our second season. Just being an observer. That doesn't mean you have to do anything with it.
Nope.
It really is just observing. It's noticing. It's just taking, a breath. It's
removing yourself from autopilot.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, well, when this happens, this is what I do. Okay, well, watch yourself do that.
It's even just noticing that when this happens, this is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
When you are really in the throes of
thick of it.
Just, life and just, it's all too
That's
much.
Fair.
Autopilot is a whole different level, right? So
Agree.
You're not even acknowledging or realizing that when this happens, this is my reaction or this is what I do in that situation. You just do it.
Yep.
And you don't think about it
true.
because if you think about it, that means you stopped. And when you stop, that's a dangerous place, right?
Right.
When you're in that deep, yeah.
Agree. You have to be able to stop in order to observe. So I think to your point, like it's hard to even get to the point where you can stop and recognize what you do
exactly
automatically. And,
exactly.
And that in itself is growth.
Yeah, it is.
So growth does not necessarily mean, I must change. I'm terrible about this. It means like, pay attention.
Gosh, pay attention. Pay attention to yourself.
Yeah. Right.
Eeps.
I know. And
it's much easier to pay attention to other people.
It is. Man, you just ask me. I have the answers for everybody else.
Right? So much easier. So much more comfortable. Paying attention to yourself, though.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
That's not easy.
And to your point, when it's the thickest, right? When life has really gotten you turned around upside down to observe things about yourself.
Well, heck, there's hardly room to even really breathe, much less stop and look at things and pick them apart.
So, like 2023, it's been the most amazing year so far for me. And equally, it has been a year that has given me some of my largest challenges. I'm not necessarily going to get into all of that right now because it's deeply personal. I hope to, maybe sometime in the future when it isn't quite so raw. But it's been a fucker of a year so far, in amazing ways and challenging ways.
Which reminds me of some of the emotional management episodes that we did, where you can have multiple primary emotions at the same time.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. It's like, I'm visual, so I always have these visual analogies, but it's like having this large chest of drawers. And you open one drawer and all of these wonderful things come out, right? And then you're like, okay, we're good. And then you close that drawer and then you open another drawer and, then it's like complete polar opposite things. And then you're trying to pack that fucker back closed again as fast as you can. And all the socks are flying out. But yeah, like it's interesting how life can be where, one segment of your life is full and blissful and exciting and adventurous and full of opportunity and like draws you in, and another part is really, really hard.
Yeah.
At the same time.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good thing, right? Because I'm thankful for the things that I derive a great amount of joy from. And I think it helps carry me through a bit, honestly. I don't want to belabor it because, I really am not in a place to talk about it yet. But I am looking forward to a break, a breather from all of it. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to Mexico.
Woohoo!
Right. My family has a tradition. It's not an every year tradition. It's probably once every 5 or 6 years. This is our third event where my parents have invited my brothers and myself, along with all of our families, to spend a week in Mexico.
That's a lot.
So much.
Grinwald's take Mexico.
Mexico takes Grinwald's. Really is what it comes down to. It's
wow.
It's a really great time. Yeah. The last time we went, so Liz is a junior in high school now. She was in 6th grade.
All right. So it's been a little bit.
It has been a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had new people enter the family.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm changing roles. And that I'm really, really, really looking forward to, right? So my daughter was in 6th grade. She wanted me to play in the pool with her.
Yeah.
I needed to make sure that she was really well taken care of, you know.
Yeah, she can't wander off alone or anything
Right,
like that.
right. Well, she probably still can't wander off alone. She's 16. Like,
You definitely.
I need to be aware of that
You
shit.
need to get her chained up right next
I
to
do.
you.
I do.
Chain your seats next to each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
By the ankles.
Yeah.
But so I guess I still have to pay attention, but for different reasons. However, I'm really looking forward to spending time with Liz as a young woman, right? To be able to, like, hey, let's go take a walk on the beach.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Let's like lay in the hammock and, you know,
giggle about Cabana Boys.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be bad.
No. As long as she doesn't wander off with one.
Well, we have had conversations about such things. So, yes.
So when you go on vacation, that's really fun.
It is.
But there's a lot of work that leads up to that.
So much.
So now we're back to I can bring home the bacon, right?
Yeah.
It's putting one more thing on your plate.
Yeah.
And the end goal is a lot of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it still adds more things for you to have to do and take care of and get ready.
It is. Preparing and,
making a shopping list,
Well,
a packing list.
As the mom of the family, right?
Yeah.
I need to make sure that everybody is pretty much set up.
Right.
Thankfully, Scott has shared that he has most everything he needs.
Okay, good.
He did speak to me as I was walking in tonight to our planning session to say he wants shoes that are open and he can walk in the water.
Oh.
And he paused and I said, well, that's something that you're going to probably want to order online.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm really not sure that you're going to find that.
Yeah, probably not.
But I left that really in his court.
Uh-huh.
Like, I honestly have no fucking idea what he's talking about. And I don't really care to, right? This is something that's very specialized to you. You just
He can
go ahead.
figure that out.
You just go ahead and handle that.
Yeah. Amazon delivers. That's what I say. Well, go ahead and order it. When
Right.
my husband says, I really need X. Go ahead and order it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But in addition to that, right, there's there's expectations around what you're going to wear.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
she was in 6th grade. She's not wearing the same clothes she did last time.
No.
And for goodness sakes, neither am I.
Good or bad.
Right.
Not.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a whole thing, right? Different
Yeah.
shoes, different swimsuits, because I don't fit into the swimsuits that I wore last time. You have to wear a dress to dinner at night. So,
Yeah.
then you have to find
More shopping.
you have to find beach dresses in the middle of
Oh,
January
in
in
Wisconsin.
which, thankfully I have and it's all good. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, it's a process.
It is. Right.
And it sounds like
and it's
such
swimsuit shopping.
a ridiculous problem to have.
Well,
truly.
all right.
Like,
It is.
I
get
recognize
it.
that.
For sure. You're going on vacation. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a gift? Yes.
Oh,
of
most
course
definitely.
It is. That doesn't mean that there isn't work to do to go on vacation.
Well, and the biggest work, and I tried to ignore it when you said swimsuit shopping because
I know you did.
that's a doozy.
It is a doozy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now this goes back to episode 1 from season 1.
It is.
Yeah.
And gosh, I get so irritated by this because I knew Mexico was coming up.
Oh yeah, they didn't spring it on you the day before. It wasn't a surprise.
This is well planned in advance. And life has been a little turbulent for me. So I've had some periods of time where I've been off the yoga boat. And
and now you're
was
feeling
really-
every minute of that
I
time
am.
you're not on the mat.
I was really hoping that I'd be like, I don't know, a size 6. I'm the forever optimist. Actually, I didn't imagine I was going to be a size 6.
You can still hope that, even if you didn't really believe it.
Well, I'm not.
That's not where you are.
I'm not
All right.
magically a size 6.
Well,
And although it has been turbulent and although I have been kind of missing some maybe at the end of 2022, I have been very diligent this year
yeah.
to make sure that I'm going. But man, packing your ass in a swimsuit
In a
Jesus.
dressing room.
Well, God, it is like the worst sort of self-torture.
It is, isn't it?
Honestly.
It is. I don't know why we can't do better. Honestly, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't really understand. On top of it, right? Like I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not a avid workout. Like I don't avidly work out. And you could tell by my body. Am I fine? Sure, I'm fine. I'm like, on the spectrum, I'm pretty good, but I am not in like a string bikini, like level 2 piece type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of what frustrates me is, I'm getting more towards the age where functionality of a swimsuit is
way
more important than form. And let me tell you, when I have to pee, it's pretty fucking urgent.
It's urgent.
So if I'm fucking around with a one-piece swimsuit when I have to pee, maybe after having a couple of drinks and being around water, like 24/7, if I can't get to the
emergent.
goods really quick, I'm going to piss myself. Like, that's not a joke.
Lisa.
It's true. Like, it's just facts. So one-piece swimsuits,
They're not.
it is not
functional.
conducive
No.
to having to pee really bad.
No.
Really quickly.
Honestly, I think one of the best inventions was the tankini.
Okay.
Really?
So that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't need string bikini.
No.
I'm not all
I need
up for
full
that.
coverage without it being one piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be able to get to the goods really fast.
And I'd like there to be a skirt involved too. Just saying.
So that's what I've been after.
All right.
I did find a couple.
Nice.
I did.
Good.
I had a couple of swimsuits from the last time we went that are booblicious.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's what I got,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
what comes with
You
the
get
ass.
what you get.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
it's the first time in my life I've had boobs. So, I guess I'm going to use them even with my 16-year-old.
In your swimsuit.
Who is a little embarrassed by such things.
Oh.
And my brother and their families.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whatever.
What are you going to do? That's where they are. I mean, you
They're
got them, you
boobs.
got them.
They're
yeah,
boobs.
Right.
So, yeah. It's been a journey. Most definitely.
There is not a lot. I mean, you can't hide in a swimsuit, right? Not
No.
much. Not much at all.
No.
I mean, either you embrace yourself or you sit, on the beach chair in your long pants and long shirts. Like, you either just accept this is where I am right now, and this is just the way I look right now, or you cover it all up and you sweat your ass off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You get heat stroke.
I'm there with my family,
Yeah.
right? I've been married for 9 years. I'm not like, he knows what I look like.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm not, this isn't a,
Yeah, it's not a girls gone wild weekend.
definitely
It might be
not.
Grinwald gone wild though.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We may have stories after the vacation, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've deduced that, man, as long as I feel good,
Right?
as long as I feel good, as long as I feel, a big thing for me is feeling strong.
Yeah.
Not like limping or have a crook in my back or my neck is really sore. Those are the things to me that I'm trying to achieve.
Function over form.
Yeah. Right.
In your own body.
And
Yeah.
frankly, so I've stared more at my ass in the last month than I have been in the last year.
Right.
And I will say that through that process, with the focus on function, right, and doing yoga semi-regularly, I have less cellulite.
Wow.
My ass isn't any smaller. Like, it is the same
It's still
amount of
there.
ass, but it's not quite as ripply. So,
All right, you'll take that. That's a win.
Yeah, I will.
That's a win.
I will take that.
Yeah. Good for you.
So,
Nice.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm also going to be a grandma for the second time.
Yay.
Coming up at the end
You have
of
a
March.
baby girl coming.
I know. It's amazing. And damn, I know I keep bringing yoga in, but Deidre continues
Yeah.
to teach yoga. She
That
has
woman's a rock star.
She has like 8 weeks left. And she is just like on the mat and still, counting it out and doing her thing. She got down into a squat. They call it a Hindi squat. And like her watermelon belly out in front of her. And she just right down into the squat.
Oh, wow.
I just looked at her like, oh my God. I can't even, like,
Yikes.
My vagina hurts just looking at you right now. I didn't say that to her. So, good. And she listens, so she'll hear this.
She will hear that.
But she's doing fantastic, and I'm really excited.
She looks adorable.
She does.
She may not feel that way, but
she looks amazing.
Looks adorable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. So there are definitely good things.
Lots of good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any vacations planned necessarily. So my stepdaughter plays volleyball, club ball. So there's lots of traveling involved with that. In fact, she just had a tournament in Minnesota this weekend. So that was a little out of state tournament. Most of them are in Wisconsin, but there are a couple that are out of state. So
little field trips.
Yeah, a little bit. Long weekends kind of thing happening. So we've got, some vacation time, PTO time, vacation time from work allocated for that. And Emily, who was she was in our recording studio during season 1
with Hudson.
Yeah. So her postpartum journey we might have to have her back because he's 3 months old and she's
continuing, huh?
Yeah, she's really having a hard time actually. So she needs to have some surgery to repair some damage from childbirth, which is not great.
No.
As she was telling me about it, she said, "Mom, Hudson literally broke my vagina."
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that, which is not great. And mentally, she's just not bouncing back.
Yeah.
So she's struggling with some postpartum depression and is trying to manage that with her doctor and trying to figure out what is okay. She's
got a lot going on.
She does have a lot going on. And I'm stumbling over my words here because I want to say them right. I tend to lean more towards, let me find some supplements to fix this. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she knows how I feel about that. But she has to take care of herself the way she knows how. Right. And she only knows her body. That's it. No one else does. She does.
Absolutely.
And so she's working with her doctor, but she's also open to the idea of maybe she's got some nutritional deficiencies. So trying to balance those things and a lot of medication or supplements you can't take when you're getting ready for surgery. So like, okay, I want to start this, but I can't yet. Well, then surgery got postponed. And so it's just been,
that's a lot.
It has been a lot for her. So
well, and to our point, things that we've talked about before, mental health and emotional health and physical health, they are so closely connected.
Absolutely.
That one lever gets out of place.
Right.
And it feels like the whole castle can come tumbling down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
And so you don't know which one there's no magic lever, right? It could be something from a postpartum depression perspective, and that can influence physical wellness, or it could be that her physical issues that she's experiencing are directly related maybe to some of the postpartum depression issues that she's experiencing. They're just so closely tied.
Absolutely. Even just the expectation going into her pregnancy that things would go a certain way and then they didn't.
Yeah.
And she didn't have anything life-threatening. She was not on bed rest for months and months and months. She had a healthy baby. That's all fine and great, but it is not as
ideal.
Easy as maybe she thought it was going to be, or the way other people are like, yeah, after 6 weeks I was, working out and I was doing all this stuff. She's like, well, that's great. My vagina still broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Don't we do that to ourselves?
Yeah.
And not even just in motherhood experiences, in life.
In life. So you set yourself up to expect A.
Yeah, this
and
is
when
how
you,
it's going to go.
Right. And
I
then you
played
get
it out in my head.
That's it. But then if you get B, it throws you for a loop.
It does.
So when you're already in a hormonal, frenzy, and then you got B when you thought you were going to get A, that's another whole layer on top of all of the hormones that are already trying to balance themselves. Now you've got a mental component on top of a hormonal component and a physical piece of that.
Well, and not to mention you're taking care of a brand new person.
And that too.
Who, I don't know, that in and of itself.
Absolutely.
You have a new role in your family.
Yeah.
Right. She's not just a wife.
And she stopped working.
Yeah.
Which is, in some regards, it's really fortunate. I don't know a lot of women who are able to take some time off after their baby is born. So, and she recognizes that she is fortunate in that regard. But the other side of that is now she's home alone.
There's pros and cons to all of those things.
So her social network, which, let's face it, a lot of us have our social outlet is connected to work, right? Or the people you work with anyway. So all of a sudden that's gone too. It's just such a huge time of transition for them. And they're doing a fabulous job, but that doesn't mean it's easy.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I've been trying to be supportive without being overbearing. I'm here. Call me. Please call me. I check in with her once in a while if I haven't heard from her. And it's
a hard balance.
It is hard. I'm not a hover mother. I've never been.
Yeah.
So that's not that. I kind of let them, kind of figure their things out. I'm here. I'm always here.
Yeah.
And I'm always, wondering and worried. Of course, moms are always worried, right? But I don't want to insert myself too much.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they need to have room and space to figure things out and grow.
As an adult.
As an adult.
Woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I get that.
But mom's still here if you need her.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. So I think this is probably alluding to some of the things that we're going to be chatting about in, I don't know if that it's going to be season 2, but it will probably be season 3. Just figuring out how to manage a relationship with daughters.
Yeah. Adult children.
Yeah. Mothers and daughters. And then daughters of mothers, right? This goes both directions.
Yeah, it does.
Between the generations. But that really, connected to some of the thoughts that I know we're going to be talking about in upcoming seasons. How do you figure out where that boundary is, right?
Right.
What works for you as a mother of a daughter and what works for your daughter.
Right.
And sometimes, between my 2 daughters, that's
not
very
the
different.
Same things.
Right. My older daughter, if I don't talk to her at least 2 or 3 times a week, whether it's probably text usually.
Sure.
Then something's not quite right. Something's going on. I suspect that after Liz leaves the house, she's not going to want that.
Yeah.
Right. She doesn't want that already.
Yeah.
It's not part of her personality. And she's going to need some distance. And that's going to be challenging for me as a mother who I'm not a hover mother, but I do like to stay connected.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you're not connected. It just looks different.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a full different style based on their personality and
what they need.
As a mother, I have to acquiesce to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's not always easy.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So we'll talk more about that.
Push pause there.
We're just going to put a pin in that right now. We'll pick that up another day. Yeah. So I don't know. That's really
lots of good
what's
things.
happened. Yeah. Lots of good things happening. Baby's growing. He's 3 months old and smiley and giggly and interactive and wanting to sit up and doing all that fun stuff. Parker is 5 and just 5, all the things 5-year-olds are.
Full of wonderful.
And learning. And you can just, every time I see him, it's like he's got all these new tricks, right? He's learned so much in the few weeks since I saw him last. And not that unlike a new baby.
Right.
Right. But at a different level.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
So it's fun to watch them grow.
It absolutely is.
Mhm.
My grandson is, he'll be 2.5 when his baby sister is born.
Yeah.
And in theory, he knows baby sister's
Yeah.
on her way. In reality, though,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to be really interesting.
Wait till she shows up.
Agree. I don't mean to put this out into the universe and create it into reality, but so Malachi loves balls. And he is, I don't know where he got this talent. It was not from like Deidre or me or any of our side of the family. Even her husband said, I don't know where he got this from, but he's got this really weird talent. Like he'll bounce balls off of his head.
Oh, he'll be a soccer player.
Yeah, he will hike a football and never has seen a football game. Like he'll hike it through his legs.
Oh my gosh.
He has
How weird.
He has an arm on him. Like I'm afraid when he throws a ball at me.
It's gonna hurt.
At 2 years and like 3 months at this point, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. And every ball that kid can get a hold of, he's on it.
That's incredible.
I suspect that the baby is going to be an unwilling participant.
She's going to play catch whether she wants to or not.
I do not know if Deidre's figured that out yet, but it may happen.
Yeah, she'll figure it out quick. She will. She's smart.
She is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll see how that transition goes. You know what? How many families have multiple children?
Lots of them.
In 2.5 years, it'll be fine. It'll just be a transition.
It's foreign to you because that wasn't your experience. You didn't have kids that close together. So
correct.
Yeah. So this is new for you too.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. It will be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what's happening
That's
here.
life.
It is life. Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know. I think that's about it for our mid-season check-in. We've talked a lot about Enneagrams and emotional management and
yeah, coming up.
I feel like one was really heavy and one was a little more lighthearted, but it comes up a lot.
It does. They're all so intertwined.
Yeah. Well, they are. So that's been kind of fun. I've been paying a lot of attention. Not just to myself, but to other people too. Really embracing the observer role.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So
great.
All right. So mid-season. Checking in. And now we're checking out.
All right, friends.
Okay.
Thanks for tagging along.
Yeah.
Thank you to Mind Garden Media.
Todd.
Always
puts this together. We throw it at him and he catches it. He might be an unwilling participant in catch too.
I just hiked this football at him.
Yeah. But he catches it every time.
He does.
Yeah.
And
does a fantastic job.
Yeah,
he hands it back on a silver platter. Really.
He does.
Yeah. He makes it very easy for us. So thank you so much for that, Todd. Thank you for your support and your encouragement and all of your hard work.
Yeah. Thanks to the listeners.
Absolutely.
Man, so I'm the numbers geek. I don't add well, but I do like to watch statistics. And I am always astounded by the quickly increasing numbers that happen throughout on the different platforms. Internationally, like it blows my mind.
Our followers on Facebook and YouTube, Spotify, those are like the three big places where people find us. Yeah. We're on Audible States. And in the States for sure. Yeah. We're in some other platforms too. But yeah, seeing those numbers increase
so much
regularly, weekly.
I just really want to say thank you for that. You know, we've
had some new followers, people that that neither Lisa nor myself know personally. And all of a sudden we see some new name is following us. That's exciting too. That means that our tribe is growing. So if you're sharing, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And
the ripple's getting bigger.
It is.
Love
Absolutely.
the ripple.
If you are loving these episodes or even liking them a little bit and think somebody else might too, please share it. and we'll just keep growing.
We'll just keep blabbing away.
Yeah.
We will. All right, friends. Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks
See
so
you
much.
next time.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.